enough of that BS. Let's get to the serious part. Okay, so in the beginning of the semester, we read a novel called Into the Wild. And in the book, one of Chris McCandless' friends said how one time they went and bought food for homeless people and exchanged it for their stories. And that is exactly what we're going to do in our videos. We are going to travel the streets of Rancho, Upland, and Ontario to grasp the concept of homeless people's lives. So here are our videos.
Like, if you're not homeless, what would you say you were?
Mentally ill.
So, like, what mental illness do you have?
Schizophrenia.
Oh.
I've had it since I was 17 years old, but I thought it was real, you know, like something like other people were hiding from me, you know, like people talking and stuff. And so I didn't get help till I was like 21 because it got really strong. So I got help.
For you, how does it feel to have schizophrenia?
It's like I can't really think about it because it's every day the voices are talking to me, so I don't have time to think about that. It doesn't register in their mind like that. It's been so long someone is comfortable with it, but it's still irritating and obnoxious.
How do you cope with it when you hear the voices?
I just don't talk back to them. I just listen. But it took a long time to do that though.
How would you say, like, are you content with your life right now? Like, are you, like, happy with how you are?
Okay, going back to the homeless, I would look at them, they were older, you know, and they didn't seem like anything was bothering them or anything. They talked, we were real comfortable, and now that I'm getting older, I try to look at myself as I looked at them to have a comfortable life.
So you don't come.
Yeah.
How long have you been homeless?
3-4 years.
4 years. How did you get in that situation?
My ex-wife sold my cabin up in Mount Baldy, and then I got kicked out.
Oh. How are there things that you miss? Like.
Oh, jeez. I miss waking up in the mountains and sitting out on my front porch and having a cup of coffee.
How was your life growing up?
My life growing up? Yes. I had a great life. We traveled all over the country, and my folks, well, my grandfolks and I went all the way back. I've been back as far as Michigan, and spent a lot of time in Kansas, on the farm out there in Kansas, and so I'm kind of a country boy.
Are you, like, content, or, like, how are you with your life? Like, how would you say?
Oh boy. Well, I'm certainly not happy about sitting here homeless, but spiritually, I'm good with God right now.
That's good.
Yeah,
well,
I'm good with myself, good with God. I mean, I need to get somewhere out of here for sure, but it's obvious. But spiritually, the sun's shining up here still.
How long have you guys been homeless?
Well, I've been doing this for 7 years, but 3.5 years I had a job in the car. So 3.5 years after with no car, no job, and being on the streets.
About 1.5 years.
How did you guys get in this situation?
Trusted a female.
Yep.
I did.
Yep.
She lost
Same here.
I had a house and everything else. She lost it to me. Lost it. I went to jail for 8 months, and she lost the house while I was in jail.
I came out here to be with one.
So how do you guys know each other?
Being on the streets.
Being on
I'm
the
just putting
streets?
my hands up because I'm blocking the sun.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay, there you go. Now you're blocking. Yeah, you met me on the streets.
Yep.
Are there things that you guys miss?
Yeah, a lot of things you miss.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
TV, beds.
Roof over your head, hot showers.
Yeah.
Electricity, refrigerators.
Hot food.
Hot food, able to cook, yeah. There's a lot of things you miss.
How was your life growing up?
Great. I came from a fairly wealthy home. My dad was a lawyer, my mom was a nurse. I had everything. That's how I got my house. I had 2 houses and everything else. So I was brought up very proper, with manners, rules, and money was never a problem.
If you could change one thing, what would you change?
Don't trust the female I trusted.
Same here.
Going into this, we had a theory that the people we came in contact with wouldn't have good lives growing up, but we were completely wrong about that, because when we talked to them, they all had good lives, as you saw in the previous videos. But we did talk to this one guy who did have a tough life growing up, and like we do feel that that has to do with why he's in the situation he's in. So it's his video.
Hard times out here, real tough times out here. It really is. You know, it's not really all that fun. You know.
How long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless for like 10 years, 20 years. A long time I've been homeless, but I'm trying to find a place to live, you know.
And how did you get in this situation?
What? I don't know, man. It's a long story. It really is. I've been doing everything I can to get off the streets, and I've been staying off the drinking sometimes 3-4 months, 2 months, and then it's hard out here. It's hard times out here on the streets, you know. It really is.
What are some things you miss?
I miss my folks. My folks are both deceased and passed on, you know, and some of my family, and I miss them, you know.
And how was your life growing up?
Well, I was kind of abused when I was a kid growing up. My father was real abusive, but my mother wasn't, no. Wasn't really, but my father was. That was tough, you know. He, you know, the things that he did to me, he should have went to jail for it, you know what I'm saying? And I was abused, you know, when I was a kid, about your age, kids growing up. I didn't even know when I was getting spotted.
How did that affect you?
What?
How did that affect you?
It affected me, you know,
If you could go back and change one thing, what would it be?
well, I wished I could have done things a little different than what I did, you know.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been in a church and you know, and did a lot better than what I did, but unfortunately we didn't really go to church much or anything.
While interviewing the homeless people, we also asked them if they had any advice for the classmates. So
Don't drink and don't do drugs. Stay in school and go to college.
Same here.
Be more careful who you trust.
Yeah.
Don't put all your trust into one person.
Stay off of dope and drugs and drinking. And don't be doing that, you know. And go to get hooked up with the church, you know. That church is okay.
this experience was definitely life-changing. You know, it definitely made me appreciate things, like little things like, you know, sleeping in the bed every night, being able to have access to food when I'm hungry, or even just having a family. Because a lot of these people were just alone, you know. So I'm thankful for that. And it really blew my mind because, like, all those people, they had like so little and they were still like spiritually happy, and that I really respect that, you know, because I think it's really hard to do that in a situation like that. It really made me sad and broke my heart when we were talking to Todd and he was talking about how he was abused. And it just made me appreciate that I have parents that are, you know, loving and caring. And then when we talked to Patrick, I think it was really sad because he had everything. He had a nice house, a good life, and then just to go from that to nothing, and it's sad, you know. And then when we talked to those two guys by Walmart, it was also sad too because the guy on the right, he had like everything. He was like a lawyer, I think he said. Yeah, lawyer. So he was living a good life, and then now he's just living a bad one. I think it's easy to sometimes point out the things that you don't have instead of realizing and appreciating the things that you do have, you know. I think from this experience I learned to not point out what I don't have, you know, and appreciate the little things, because although I don't have it all, there's people who have it way worse than me, you know. I'm really blessed and thankful for everything that I have. I also learned from this experience that not all homeless people are bad or mean people. You know, all the people that we talked to were good people. You know, just sad and unfortunate things happened that led them to the situation that they're in. And you know, this experience also has made me, I've said it before, but it made me just open my eyes how, you know, there's times where I'm like, dang, I wish I was rich, or dang, I wish I had a Benz. But, you know, I gotta be thankful. I got a scooter, you know, I got a bed to come home to every night, and not a lot of people have that. You know, I'm really blessed and thankful for all the little things, everything.
Okay, what I learned from this is to appreciate what we have, because a lot of people don't have things that I have. A lot of people don't have a home, or I know when we talked to, they didn't have food. We gave them chicken sandwiches as offers to talk to them. It made me realize that a lot of homeless people don't view themselves as homeless because that is their home. We talked to one lady, and she was saying that Claremont, she's not homeless, that Claremont was her home because she's been living there since she was around 3. So talking to Patrick made me realize that you should be grateful for whatever you have and for what your family does for you. Patrick was saying that when he was little, he used to watch homeless people, and he never saw the difference between their lives and our lives. And that's just mind-blowing, because he's schizophrenic and he has voices talking to him and like doesn't know what to listen to, but yet he still knows that his life is good. And that made me realize that my life is good too, and that I should appreciate what I have. Meeting the girl Michelle made me realize that, again, I need to appreciate what I have. She got kicked out of her house because she's an alcoholic, and she wanted to be with her boyfriend instead of living in a house with her mother. She made me realize that I should stay close to God, because the second she stopped being close to God, she fell off, and I don't want to do that. Also, Michelle taught me that I should have my priorities straight, and that don't ever get on drugs. Same with Timothy, because once you get on drugs, your whole life, it just switches around, and you're not yourself. And she was a prime example of that. If it was up to her, she'd be involved in her kids' lives, and I don't want to be a parent like that in the future. I don't want to have drugs dictate what I do and how I live. While looking for homeless people, we stumbled across a man named Timothy. He praised us for how we were trying to help this man that didn't want any of our help. He said that a lot of people don't take help because of their pride, but it shouldn't be that way. And it's fundraising to help people that were in his shoes. He wants to make an impact on a lot of drug addicts and show them that they could change just like he did. He started to tell us more about his life and how he got there. He said that he has 2 children and a wife, and his wife is Jewish. She doesn't like that his new lifestyle, how he's trying to become one with God, and that he's a Christian, so she doesn't let him see his children. He doesn't find that fair because he's trying to better his life, and this is the video he has.
Lord, could you please pray for my children? Their names are Devin, Elijah, and Benjamin. Devin's 14, Elijah's 12, and Ben's 8. My name is Timothy, Family Restoration.
Coming into this video, we totally expected a different outcome. We had it all planned out. We had line for line, but it just turned out to be different. When we asked questions, they came out naturally. They weren't forced. It was a really good experience to have. I'm very proud of the video. I mean, we're all proud of the video, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it.